Dubai just placed an order for over 800 new airplanes, hundreds of Boeing 777Xs, dozens of A350s, an entire generation of aircraft built to dominate global travel for the next 20 years. And there's a problem nobody at the announcement wanted to say out loud. The airport those planes are supposed to fly from is already full. Dubai International doesn't have another gate to give. It doesn't have another runway slot. It doesn't even have the physical land left to build one. The city grew up around this airport so aggressively that expanding it any further would mean tearing down billions of dollars of Dubai itself. So how does an airline empire keep growing when its own home base has hit a hard ceiling? The answer is a $35 billion bet on an airport that already failed once, sitting half-finished in the desert for over a decade, waiting for a crisis big enough to justify finishing it. For more than a decade, Dubai International has been the busiest international airport on the planet, moving over 92 million passengers a year and generating more than a quarter of Dubai's entire economy. The model behind that success is almost embarrassingly simple. Fly passengers from anywhere on Earth to anywhere else on Earth with exactly one stop: in Dubai. It worked so well it turned empty desert into one of the most important connection points in global aviation. But that model runs on two runways, just two, and two runways, no matter how efficiently you operate them, are a hard physical limit. During peak hours, there is no room left to squeeze in another wide-body arrival. Dubai International sits on roughly 2,900 hectares of land, compared to over 13,000 hectares at somewhere like Denver International in the United States. Historic districts box it in on one side. Dense residential and commercial development boxes it in on the other. There is no direction left to expand into. You cannot build a third runway without demolishing existing neighborhoods, and you cannot add a fourth terminal without tearing down infrastructure that's already worth billions of dollars. For years, the workaround was simple. If you can't land more planes, land bigger planes. That's exactly why Emirates became the largest operator of the Airbus A380 on the planet, packing more passengers into every single landing slot. It was a brilliant fix for a while, except the A380 is out of production now, and the future of long-haul aviation runs on twin-engine jets like the A350 and the 777X, plus a growing fleet of single-aisle aircraft for regional connections. Flydubai alone operates a huge fleet of Boeing 737s, planes that take up exactly the same runway slot as an A380 while carrying a fraction of the passengers. As Flydubai's operations tighten further with Emirates, that math gets worse, not better. Industry estimates put Dubai International's absolute theoretical ceiling, every possible efficiency squeezed out, somewhere around 115 to 120 million passengers a year. Current projections have Dubai hitting that number within the next few years. This isn't a slowdown in growth. It's an airport running directly into a wall it cannot build its way around.
We are targeting by the year 2050, 50% of all passenger vehicles.
And if Dubai wants to hit its stated target of 250 million passengers by 2050, staying at this airport isn't just difficult, it's mathematically impossible. So Dubai went looking for a solution, and it turned out one was already sitting there, half-built, waiting since 2010. Al-Maktum International, also known as DWC, opened for cargo flights in 2010 and started handling passengers in 2013. The original vision behind it was almost absurd in scale. A single airport designed to eventually handle 160 million passengers and 12 million tons of cargo a year. Then the 2008 financial crisis gutted Dubai's construction economy right as the project was getting started. Funding dried up, urgency disappeared. For the next decade, Al-Maktum quietly became an afterthought. Cargo flights, private jets, and the occasional overflow traffic whenever Dubai International needed runway repairs. During the pandemic, it functioned as little more than the most expensive parking lot on the planet. Rows of grounded aircraft sitting on a runway built for a vision nobody was funding anymore. An airport designed to eventually rival the biggest hubs on Earth, reduced to holding parked jets that weren't flying anywhere at all. There was a strategic reason for the hesitation too. And it wasn't just money. Airlines hate operating out of two hubs in the same city. Splitting a fleet across two airports means duplicating ground staff, duplicating maintenance operations, and making passenger connections, the entire foundation of Emirates' business model, dramatically harder to manage. Relocating an airline the size of Emirates isn't a matter of opening a new terminal. It means moving an entire operational ecosystem all at once, or not moving it at all. So for 10 years, the decision kept getting delayed. Dubai International kept getting optimized, refurbished, and squeezed for every last passenger it could handle. Then the world reopened, and travel demand didn't just recover, it surged back harder and faster than almost anyone in the industry expected. In April of 2024, the Dubai government made it official. They approved a 128 billion dirham investment, roughly $35 billion, to finally finish building Al-Maktum for real. The scale of what's being planned is almost hard to process. 5 parallel runways, engineered specifically to allow simultaneous independent arrivals and departures, something most major airports, even ones with multiple runways, simply cannot do because of standard separation requirements. 400 aircraft gates, more than double what Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta, currently the world's busiest airport, operates with today. The eventual target capacity sits at 260 million passengers a year. That's nearly triple what Dubai International handles right now, a number that sounds theoretical until you line it up against Emirates and Flydubai's combined order books, and suddenly it looks less like ambition and more like necessity. None of this was really optional anymore. With 777X deliveries beginning and both airlines' fleets expanding rapidly, the half-finished airport sitting in the desert had to become the real thing, whether Dubai was fully ready or not. Relocating an entire aviation ecosystem is one of the most complicated logistical problems in commercial aviation, and there's no version of this that happens overnight. The current plan spans roughly 10 years, with the first phase targeted for completion in the early 2030s. Emirates has been clear about one thing. They will not split their operation across two airports during the transition. They're staying at Dubai International until Al-Maktum can absorb their entire hub in one move, which means the new airport needs to be capable of handling around 150 million passengers from the very first day Emirates switches over. That single requirement drags an enormous amount of supporting infrastructure along with it. Catering operations producing 200,000 meals a day. Maintenance hangars large enough to service A380s. Housing for tens of thousands of staff. All of it has to be rebuilt or physically relocated 30 miles south, ready before a single Emirates flight can safely make the move. None of this is optional set dressing. Without every one of those systems fully operational on day one, an airline the size of Emirates simply cannot function at the new location. And there is no partial version of this move that works. There's a piece of this that goes beyond just passengers too. Al-Maktum is being designed as a full multimodal transport hub, directly connected to Jebel Ali Port, creating a continuous sea-to-air cargo pipeline that barely exists in this form anywhere else in the world. Dubai isn't just relocating where people land, it's relocating how global freight moves through the region, while extending metro lines and building new highways to shift the entire center of gravity of the city southward toward an airport most residents still think of as a backup option. And Dubai isn't making this move in a vacuum. Saudi Arabia is building an entirely new airline, Riyadh Air, alongside King Salman International Airport, targeting 120 million passengers by 2030. Qatar's Hamad International keeps collecting awards for efficiency and luxury, sitting right in the same regional flight paths. The competition to be the world's default connection point between continents is intensifying fast, and none of Dubai's regional rivals are standing still waiting for permission to catch up. Every year Dubai spends stuck at its current capacity ceiling is another year Riyadh and Doha get to close the gap. If Dubai stays anchored to its current airport, it doesn't just slow down. It voluntarily hands market share to Riyadh and Doha for no reason other than the simple fact that it physically cannot land any more airplanes. Moving to Al-Maktum isn't only about growth anymore, it's defensive. It locks in Dubai's position before a competitor gets the chance to take it. The shift away from Dubai International isn't a possibility being debated anymore. It's already been signed, funded, and set in motion. The airport that built modern Dubai is now the thing holding it back, and the $35 billion gamble sitting in the desert is the only path Dubai has left. This time, there's no fallback plan if it doesn't work. If you want to see how Emirates ended up trapped with the largest A380 fleet on Earth, or why Boeing quietly killed the program that built it, those stories are already on this channel. Subscribe to keep following where the real money in aviation is moving.